summer comes round, off to the sea I go. I don't care.
So inside we've got various pictures of George Formby, I think from obviously films he's been in.
See me dressed like all the sports, in me blazer and a pair of shorts, with me little stick of Blackpool rock. Along the promenade I
Well, there's a diary here. Is this the diary?
Yeah, I think that's the diary, and just looking through it.
What do you make of that?
So it's got,
Oh goodness me, 1961, March 1961, 6th of March.
yeah, George R.I.P. and then on the following page, George's
That's
funeral.
right, so that was
Is
the
that
day.
the day he died?
That's the day George died, yeah. Oh, I've got goose pimples.
It flew out of his hand, so I jumped in his place and then conducted the band with me little stick of Blackpool rock.
'53. Long-lost photographs, letters and diaries belonging to the 1930s and 40s entertainer George Formby have been discovered in an old suitcase in an old filing cabinet during an office clearance in Lancashire. We're going to speak to the man who found them in just a moment and go through some of the bits and pieces. But first of all, a reminder of some of George's finest music hall moments.
Every year when summer comes round, off to the sea I go. I don't care if I do spend a pound, I'm rather rash, I know. See me dressed like all the sports, in me blazer and a pair of shorts, with me little stick of Blackpool rock. Have you ever heard this one, have you? This one, a crowd outside the baker's in town. Watch the window, it made me frown. Down the hall, for the call. I'm going down the hall to get the call. With me meat and gravy canned, my little bundle in me hand. I'm going down the old coal hall.
Amazing stuff. Well, we're joined now by Scott Felton, who actually found these items, and Andy Eastwood, a musician and a big George Formby fan, who's brought George's last ever ukulele with him.
Yes, indeed. There
we'll
it
come
is.
to that in just a moment. First of all, Scott, tell us about this suitcase, how you found it and what you discovered inside.
Well, we're doing an office clearance with a family business in Preston, so we do a lot of office clearances and with a military store, but one of the jobs we got Wednesday morning was to clear this office out. So we went in there was cabinets, cupboards, etc. As we brought all the furniture back, one of the cupboards we opened up, stumbled across a couple of pictures. So I thought I'll have a look at it later. I just saw there's some pictures of George Formby, and then when I started going through it all, and obviously looking on the internet to see what it was all about, I thought I've got some fantastic personal items of like George's wife, his fiancée, personal diaries. There's even a letter there from Whitehall.
It's amazing. It is basically somebody's life in an old box, isn't it? And I know did you call Andy then?
I put it on social media. I thought it's the way folks, I do a lot of advertising on there. So I put it on social media, and I think I got various people sending me messages, and then Andy phoned me up, and then we met up, and Andy's gone through it.
Did you open it up, Andy, and just
Yeah, it was just amazing because it's like a time capsule,
Yeah.
really. And this is stuff from, but just before George died, he got engaged to a lady called Pat Howson, and this is stuff from her belongings.
So it's her. So it belongs to her rather than directly him. So
well,
tell us about.
She had all his things when he
had
died.
all those bits
actually,
and pieces.
so
Take us through some of the things
for
that really
instance,
excited you.
Here is George's wife's passport, his mother-in-law's passport. These are pictures of his wife when she was young. Some pictures I've never seen before. They're in the 1920s.
Absolutely stunning.
Isn't that marvellous?
Yeah.
You know, and as a young lady, what an amazing thing, you know. And there's letters here there's a letter from the King and Queen. You know, the King and Queen enjoyed your film. You know, all that kind of thing. Amazing personal stuff. So it's like treasure.
Yeah. Does it actually tell us anything that we didn't know, perhaps, about George Formby's life?
It may do when we read through, because actually what we've got here are some diaries as well of his fiancée. When his wife died, he was very much lost. She handled his career. And
she was quite a dominant figure in his life.
Yeah, an incredible businesswoman. And when she died, December 1960, he was absolutely lost, and he immediately panicked and got engaged to another lady because he he just
needed a
couldn't
woman in
cope.
his life.
Absolutely, yeah. She'd done everything for him, and then but the stress of it. 3 weeks later, he was gone. So the 1961 diary here, it just says on the March the 6th, it just says R.I.P. George.
How much, Scott, did you know about George Formby?
Not a lot, really. I knew bits and pieces because my grandfather was a fan, and George used to go into my great-grandfather's yard in Blackpool, so I used to chat to him then. So I picked up a bit, but obviously with looking on the internet and then Andy coming across and explaining everything, I thought...
So is this a little treasure trove for you? Is it finders keepers when you're in this business?
Yeah,
because there'll be people who are really interested in this for whom there is a monetary value.
Yeah, well, it was obviously purchased with all the furniture, so I just want everybody to see it, and it's fantastic, like I say, even with the letter there mentioning the Queen, and I believe the Queen's a big fan of George, and I'd love her to see it, I'd love everybody to see it, hence why...
To be out there. Well, it's in good hands with someone like Andy then, who can get it to people who are interested. Right, take us to the ukulele banjo then. Over to you, and feel free to strum a little tune for us.
Well, this is the last one he played on TV, I'm leaning on a lamppost at the corner of the street in case a certain little lady comes by. Oh me, oh my, I hope the little lady comes by.
There, that's brilliant. What a thing of beauty.
It's a beautiful thing,
And he really was a fabulous communicator, wasn't he? That's
wonderful.
The thing about him.
And, you know, in the war years, he just kept everybody happy. That's why he became a national treasure.
Oh, thank you so much for bringing that in, that to us. I want you to play us out. Go on, pick it up. You can play a few more. Thank you very much to you as well.
Thank you.
While he plays, you carry on. That's all we've got time for today. Dan and Louise will be here on BBC One from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.